Hello, I'm Maya Hernandez, and today I will be doing my persuasive speech on California and why it's an effective flag. Today I have with me Rudy and Isabel as
Hello.
my witnesses. Okay. When asked about making the pride flag, renowned American artist and lexicographer Gilbert Baker said, I decided that we should have a flag, that a flag fit us as a symbol, that we are a people, a tribe, if you will. And flags are about proclaiming power, so it's very appropriate. In this speech, I will be explaining why California has an effective flag through its use of color, distinct design, and its cultural relevance. Flags are important because they are a showcase of symbols representing a place or a group of people. They are visual representations of communities and nations where people and their families come from. It's a way for people to come together as a community and show pride for their unique shared identities. I consider myself qualified because I have traveled to almost all 50 states and I have seen many flags in the wild. So I know what an effective flag looks like. Most importantly, I'm a California native. So I know the significance and history of our flag. First, I will go over the California's flag's use of colors, then I will discuss its distinct design, and finally, I will explain how it has managed to stay relevant. Now that I've given you an overview, I will explain California's state flag colors. So let's discuss the colors. A successful flag has a condensed color palette. According to Ted Kay's booklet, Good Flag, Bad Flag, one of the best principles of flag design is to limit the number of colors to 2 to 3, which contrasts will and come from the standard colored set. Now, while California's flag features 4 colors, I would argue that California uses each of them intentionally and effectively. The white background is able to contrast with the dark brown bear and make it stand out and draw the eye to it. The touch of green is also able to complement the red star in the upper left corner. Not only that, but the colors themselves are significant. In visual media, colors are always intentional. They hold various meanings and can visually say a lot about a state's history and values. California does this effectively by using a white background representing peace and purity. There's a red strip at the bottom and a star on the upper left hand, which symbolizes how courage and strength is the foundation of our state and will always be something that we hold dearly. Lastly, the green grass under the bear represents our agriculture and hope. Now it's time to get into its unique design. The California flag has a unique design which illustrates its equally unique history. Part of what makes the California flag so distinct is its symbolism. According to Ohio State University, a flag's images, shapes, and patterns should also relate to what it symbolizes. The flag uses the California grizzly bear and star as symbols for strength and resistance. In 1846, the Sonoma uprisings, or the Bear Revolts, were a rebellion where American settlers in then Mexican California seized Sonoma and arrested the Mexican general Mariano Guadalupe Gallegino and declared the California Republic. However, this California Republic only lasted for 25 days before the US intervened and they acquired California as a state. Their flag featured a grizzly bear and a lone star. The lone star is a reference to California's first revolt that happened in 1836, and their flag was just a simple lone star and a white background, symbolizing their desire for freedom and independence. And they also chose a black bear because it's the largest predator in the area. It was a fierce symbol of strength and unyielding resistance. A great effective flag also must be distinguishable and make references. According to Kay's booklet, an effective flag should avoid duplicating other flags, but can still reference or even use those similarities to how they're related. Liberia is used as an example. Liberia was founded by free slaves of the US, so their flag has a similar design. It features alternating red and white stripes with one star in the upper left. This shows how it was considered to be Africa's first free republic. And California does something similar through its colors. It bears a similar color scheme to the Mexican flag, red, white, and green with a hint of brown. Its color palette reflects the state originally being Mexican territory and its long-standing Mexican American heritage / history. It's noteworthy also that California is one of 4 states to not include the color blue. Blue's absence could be another reference to California's origins. Although it's now a state and belongs to the US, it's always had ties to Mexico. The California flag itself is also a rebel. In vexillology, putting words on a flag is something that is considered not like a no-no and not recommended. In fact, good flag, bad flag says there shouldn't be lettering because words defeat the purpose. Why not just write USA on a flag? A flag is a graphic symbol and should speak for itself. However, California's flag says it in big, bold letters. This ties back to its rebellious roots. When California was eventually required by the US, they kept the lettering California Republic as a celebration for achieving their independence. Since then, it's become one of the flag's most distinct features. Now let's get into the popularity of the California flag. Now, it's a popular flag that stood the test of time. Even the vexillologists can agree. In a survey conducted in 2001 by the North American Vexillological Association, or the NAVA, members were asked to rate state flags across the US and Canada on a scale of 1 to 10. California ranked number 13 in an average score of 7. Even though the flag hasn't been changed in a century, it's become more popular in recent years. It's been on t-shirts, keychains, sweaters, etc. It's even been on street art and referenced on multiple album covers. Many of this merchandise features artists' own interpretations and created many versions of the flag. This includes Anne Galvin and Danny Sullivan, who both made their own versions of I Love You, California, which were inspired by the flag. This has led the flag's image to be spread around the world and solidified its international cultural identity. These reinterpretations also kept the flag fresh, relevant, and even cool after 100 years. And lastly, the flag does what it's meant to do, represent a group of people. Going back to Gilbert Baker, he said, "A true flag is torn from the soul of the people. A flag is something that everyone owns, and that's why they work." Since its creation, California's flag has become something bigger, representing the state's history and values, but most importantly, its people. It says that we are strong fighters, passionate about our nature, that we're independent thinkers who proudly stand on a foundation of strength and unity. Now let's conclude this. First, I discussed the benefits of the colors in the California flag. Then I talked about its unique design. And lastly, I discussed the popularity and longevity of the California flag. To end the speech, I would like to ask, what makes an effective flag to you? Okay. Yay!